Tonight, I call upon all of you, all of us, to set aside our differences, to seek out common ground, and to summon the unity we need to deliver for the people. This is really the key. These are the people we were elected to serve. This was a key quote spoken by Donald Trump at the State of the Union address given in the chamber of the House of Representatives on January 30th, 2018. Trump spent much of the speech discussing his accomplishments so far as president, and spent the other little bit about his plans for the future. We will analyze farther by looking at the audience, main points, and the language and emotions of the speech. As quoted above in my opening statement, Trump called out to all of us Americans. The intended audience was all of us. Roughly 45 million viewers tuned in to watch his address. Aside from calling out for unity, Trump also called out guests Ji Sung-ho, who escaped North Korea, Ada Warmbier, an American college student who fell into a coma while in custody, and firefighter David Dahlberg, who faced down walls of flames to rescue almost 60 children trapped at a California summer camp, and a few others as well. The official theme of the address was building a safe, strong, and proud America. He also spoke on 5 main topics. First was jobs and economy. Since the election, Trump has claimed to have created 2.4 million new jobs. He also addressed the raising wages and the 45-year low unemployment rate. The stock market has also done very well since Trump was elected, gaining $8 trillion in value. The next topic he discussed was our infrastructure. This is definitely something I can get behind because I have a strong fear of crumbling bridges. Trump called on Congress to produce a bill that generates at least $1.5 trillion for the new infrastructure investment. He also wants to make a way to get the process of getting a permit down to 1 or 2 years. The third major topic is immigration. Trump stated for decades, open borders have allowed drugs and gangs to pour into the most vulnerable communities. They have allowed millions of low-wage workers to compete for jobs and wages against the poorest Americans. He also discussed the 4 pillars of his new plan: a path to citizenship, a secure border, ending the visa lottery, and protecting the nuclear family. Fourth, we get to trade. Although there wasn't much said about trade, it has been one of Trump's biggest promises since he first ran for president. He did mention that he wants future trading relationships to be fair. It would have been nice to hear a little information about the NAFTA negotiations. Lastly, he spoke about national security. He again called out several guests like Army Staff Sergeant Justin Peake and his comrade, Chief Petty Officer Kenton Stacy, who are both on a mission to clear buildings that ISIS had rigged with bombs. He used this story to lead into a new executive order he signed directing Secretary Mattis to re-examine our military detention policy and keep open the detention faculties in Guantanamo Bay. I think most of the main messages came through, and you could clearly see his direction. He could have expanded on trade a little more. Next, we will look at the language and emotion of the speech. The first thing I noticed in the address, compared to previous Trump speeches, is he used a lot more we instead of I. If you just listen to the audio of the speech, then Trump comes off as a very powerful and confident man. But if you watch his body language, it tells a different story. Beginning right after the 1 hour mark with the word admits, and for the rest of the sentence, you'll notice that Trump leans on the podium with his right elbow. Leaning on the podium is poor form, but it also could be a sign of anxiety and low confidence in the topic being discussed, which was immigration. The overall emotion of the speech I felt was positive and uplifting, with a few moments of sadness when he shared the stories of some of his guests. In all areas besides immigration, I felt that Trump was sincere and promising in his words. After watching the address, I really felt a sense of excitement and encouragement. I know all presidents tend to lie or mislead you in information and sometimes just tell you what you want to hear. But putting those thoughts aside, I think Trump did a great job in his address. By looking at his audience, his main messages, and his language and emotions throughout the State of the Union address, I hope we can better understand what he wanted us to. In conclusion, I leave you with the same quote I opened with in hopes that maybe one day we can all come together as Americans. Tonight, I call upon all of us to set aside our differences, to seek out common ground, and to summon the unity we need to deliver for the people. Thank you.